Hey, I'm about to blow your mind. People say makefiles are complicated, and they are, and they're very overcomplicated and stupidly designed. But I actually can help you really understand it super quickly. It's actually really fucking easy. You know, when you're on a command line and you type in, like, you know, JCC, um, whatever your main.c is, slash o, um, whatever, game, and then you run it, it works out, and then you just do slash dot slash game. Or if you're on Windows, it might be something like Visual Studio bullshit, so you just press play and it will be done for you, so you don't have to deal with this. Or if you do try to use like the bullshit Ming W garbage, there'll be some bullshit like Ming W JCC or J++ bollocks, and then you'll just do something similar to like that, or whatever it is nowadays, or Clang or whatever, Clang D, I guess in this case that would be what I'm using. But literally, all a makefile is it basically takes that shit and turns it into kind of like a language in itself, macros and stuff like that, and functions that are some of them are pre-built functions, I guess, that are built into the make system. Like the function run and the function clean, I think, are built into it. And then all you're doing, these are just macros, guys. That's all they are. Literally, this, that's all the target is. The target is just a macro. It's like, okay, what's your... you just have to know what target means. Okay, target means whatever the name of your program is. Then you just give it the macro. There. Source, what do you think source is? Source, main.c. There's your source. It's so fucking piss. And then CC, look, Clang, that's the compiler I'm using. C flags, right, which are your, what looks like to be the includes for, and your actual flags that you give your compiler. So you know how when you're doing Clang, you know, if you're using Clang, you can, and then C in general, you can use like wall warnings and all that bullshit, and what version of C or C++ you're using, and that kind of stuff. And then obviously, if you're using package config, which just basically gets what I presume is the include paths and the library paths for whatever your thing is, whatever your API, your framework you're using, or whatever. In this case, I'm using SDL3, and if it has support for that, then you can just do this, you know, package config C flags SDL3 with all the weird asterisk symbol bullshit garbage that the compiler needs if it has that, or maybe not. I'm not 100%. But because we're using the shell, and this is a language called whatever make the language of make is, you have to write, you know, the target or whatever. I guess this is some way to, you can do multiple things with this syntax, and one of those is called command line stuff from the makefile, like shell, and then you just type in whatever it is that you would put after it. So I'm not sure why you have to do that when everything else is more macrofied, or there's a function, but whatever, there should just be a shell function here. I don't know, maybe there is and I just don't know. But yeah, so like this is your source, right? Your source macro, your CC, so the compiler, the C flags, all that bullshit, your source. So this is basically the same thing as doing that, give or take, right? But apart from that, you've got includes now, so whatever, and then libs, right? And then obviously IO, look, IO, see? And then your target, game, target, game. See? It's the same. So this is effectively, you're rebuilding the same shit. You're just using their stupid ass syntax to do it. So, I don't know. I don't even know what the point of this is, to how this makes it easier than just writing an SH file that just basically does this. Maybe it gives them some way to sort of pick out targets and shit like that, because it's like, well, what's a target here? So maybe it gives them labeling features. That might, the only thing I can think of, that maybe it gives them the ability to have labels to things, and easier. So if you have massive compilation scripts for whatever reason, then it gives you an easy way to navigate. But I mean, you could probably do the same thing if you said JCC, then you know, okay, that's the compilation label if you do .c, then we know we're talking about files here. So I don't know, it just seems all kind of wonky donkey there. Maybe there's some reason for it, but that is really literally it. And obviously there's some weird ass syntax where you have to use a slash for whatever reason after every fucking thing. You know why you have to do it from the beginning? Is that for every new line, regardless if it's a new line or not? If there's anything on that new line. So for every new line, you have to do a slash because they can't figure out what an inline position is for whatever reason. So I hope that helps people understand makefiles. They're actually stupid syntax. So you just have to sit there and figure out, okay, what's the syntax? But once you figure out the syntax, it's literally no different than doing this. It's just that you're more or less with more bits and bobs, but that's all this is. All you're doing is constructing that and then giving your functions some stuff to do, which is basically no different than, you know, pressing enter or typing in the shit like this. You get what I mean, I think, if you understood what I was saying. Anyways, there you go, guys. So that's how you do a makefile in any language, really, because it would be the same thing in any language, except you'll be changing the things around and there'll probably be different flags. I mean, it can be whatever you want, I think. I think that macro can be... I think these macros are self-defined. I don't think these are actual predefined things that people probably call them standard labels or some shit like that. Like, these aren't... You don't have to call it C flags. You don't have to call it libraries. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. The only thing that's different is what's inside of those things. Basically, however you construct this bullshit here, that's how you construct that bullshit over here. And these are just extra little complementary things. Like remove, it's just a command, it's a shell command, remove the file, target for whatever reason. I'm not sure what that's for. Is that after you finish the program, it will delete it and then rerun it and rebuild it again, presumably. Anyways, I hope that helps you all. It's so funny, actually. This is the first time I've understood this in 20 years. So there you go. 20 plus years or something like that. Or 20, or less than 20 years. Probably if you put the time together, it's probably less than 20 years. I don't know what the time frame is in that context. Anyways, see you.